Okay, hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm just going to show you a movie collection today. And please do feel free to like and also comment down below just what you think of the movies that are shown, and also what you've got in your movie collection and what you also might be hoping to be picking up soon. Let's get into it. So I'm just going to start off with, I've got Toy Story 4. Unfortunately I don't actually have Toy Story 1 to 3, but I absolutely love Toy Story. It was basically my childhood, and when I first heard they were doing this, I was really quite iffy. I thought it was just going to be a bit of a cash grab. I thought Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending of the trilogy. I don't know why they decided to do it, but when it came out and I went to the pictures, honestly, I laughed quite all the way through it, really, and I really did enjoy the new characters, and Forky especially. So yeah, definitely really good. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind some more Toy Story if it was like this one. Really good. Aquaman. I'm not too big on steelbooks, but I seen this one and I did really like it. So to be honest, I actually haven't even seen this movie yet, but I am looking forward to it. I wanted to wait until I got my new 4K telly to watch it, which I do have now, and I'm looking forward to put it on. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Blade Runner 2049, another movie I absolutely love. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the first one. I think I fell asleep the first time I watched the first one, but I did give it another go, and I did actually really like it. I liked the deep meaning behind things, and of course Harrison Ford's great. But I was really looking forward to this one. It's just so, the cinematography, and it's just so beautiful. I went to the pictures and it was just an experience, to be honest, on the massive screen. I did have it on Blu-ray and I've taken it back, and I had to pick up the 4K. I haven't seen it yet on 4K, but I'm definitely looking forward to watch it. The Patriots, again, obviously another really good movie, Mel Gibson. Now, John Wick 1, 2 and 3. Again, really love the John Wick movies, fantastic action films. Possibly, I would say, the best action trilogy, really. The first one, brilliant. I remember the first time I actually watched this on my phone. Not a great place to watch movies, especially action films like this, but I actually really enjoyed it, even just on my phone, because it came out in the US first. So as soon as I seen it, I was like, when is this coming to the UK? I have to see this in the pictures. And I did, and just fantastic. In the shot where he's chasing down the gangster boss's son in the club, and the lights and the music blasting, I love that shot when he's walking down chasing after him. Great shot. The second one, of course, it is better, I think. It builds on things a lot more. Obviously, it increases the action. I love the pencil scene. It shows you the hint that they gave you that he killed people with a pencil. You kind of got that in the second one. And in the third one, the action just absolutely top notch. I actually went to the pictures 3 times to see John Wick 3, purely just because the action was so good. I was happy to see the guys from the raid in this as well at the end. I thought that was a good fight. But of course, really good. Ready Player One. Not really too much to say on it. I did enjoy it. I actually just watched it recently. Of course, Steven Spielberg, you cannot really go wrong with him. It's not one of his greatest movies, but definitely worth a watch and good. And I could definitely watch it again. And the CGI, the fact that it looks video gamey, isn't really a problem, considering it's basically about a video game, so that's definitely not an issue. And of course, all the different characters from different pop culture things, really good. Now, again, I love this movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We've got a shop in the UK here, and they do HMV, and they do like collector editions. I think Cine Edition, I believe it's called. And I had to pick this one up. It's a really cool little collection. You just get Leonardo Dicaprio's character, Rick Dalton, when he does in Bounty Law, you get a little Mad magazine, little comic about Bounty Law, and you just get a cool little poster as well, like the James Bond knockoff, Operation Dynamite, I believe. You obviously get the 4K, you obviously get the Blu-ray, and you get a cool little blue vinyl thing as well. So yeah, I really like the collection. Good, definitely. Knives Out as well. This is another cine edition from HMV. I do movies that I really like. I do try and get the collector editions. And again, it's just a cine edition. You get like character cards, and the novel that he writes in the movie that he's famous for. You get a little copy of that as well. I haven't read it yet, but I will do. And you just get loads of like character cards with each character. It's a cool little collection. I'm glad to have it. I haven't actually watched Knives Out on 4K yet, but I will do, definitely. I love movies where you can sort of like have to guess the murder and things. And I thought I was clever to my girlfriend in the pictures, trying to guess what was going on. I was wrong all the time. So yeah, Knives Out, really good. I do have a couple of cine editions. There's another one, Enter the Dragon. I absolutely love Bruce Lee. He was a big inspiration to us when I was growing up. I have multiple of his books, and when I seen this was coming out with like a collector edition, I had to pick it up. Just Enter the Dragon, really good. Great martial arts film. I love the little philosophy bits that he fits in the movie and that. When he's like teaching the kid and don't follow the finger or you'll miss all the heavenly glory. I love all them little bits. And in the collection you just get, again, it's a little box with like character cards and things throughout the movie. And you just get a little booklet as well showing you behind the scenes. So I'm glad to have this. And there's a lot of good special features in it as well, so I'm definitely looking forward to check it out. Another one I actually just watched a few days ago as well, Mad Max. I did really enjoy this in the cinema. Just crazy, basically a huge chase sequence. The only thing I say on this, I wasn't a fan of how it's a Mad Max film supposedly, but Mad Max isn't really in it all too much. I think it's more of a Furiosa movie, but I did like Tom Hardy as the character, and I would definitely like to see more of him. And of course, Charlize Theron, fantastic as well. She's really good in all of our movies. And we are getting a new Furiosa film, so I am looking forward to it. I just wish it was a bit more Mad Max to be in a Mad Max movie, but hopefully we do see more Tom Hardy in him. Yeah, so just next I've got Avengers Infinity War. Now, I'm definitely not the biggest Marvel fan. I am definitely more DC. But this is, of course, brilliant movie. I have watched quite a few. There's definitely Marvel films I haven't actually seen. I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, for example, yet. But that's another one I do want to pick up on 4K. But just a quick Avengers Infinity War. You know, it's great. I love the ending. I like how the bad guy wins at the end. Make that what you will. Thanos as a villain, you can really sort of understand his reasoning. You can sympathise with him a little bit, which is a bit weird, but you can, and it just makes him a better villain. So the fight scenes are just epic. Just obviously must have really in 4K. And just obviously the conclusion to that Endgame. I mean, you can pretty much bet if you're watching the Infinity War that you're going to pop this in and watch this as well. And obviously the ending, spoiler, but if you've been watching from the start with the first Iron Man, it definitely gets you in the feels with Iron Man dying. It's really well done. I will say I don't really like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk in this. He's not like aggressive or anything. He's a lot more sciencey based of a Hulk. You don't get much scenes of it. In fact, it actually goes out of the way to have Hulk not be aggressive really, and I don't know why they've done that, but I don't really like it. Just for example, like Edward Norton's in the Incredible Hulk, I really did like his version. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Hulk in this. But all in all, obviously a great movie. And as I say, if you're going to watch Infinity War, yeah, you're going to basically put this in as well. So it's a good two to have. The Amazing Spider-Man. Not really the biggest fan of it. Definitely, I do actually like it. I don't really like the Lizard Man in it. But I thought Andrew Garfield played a good role as Peter Parker. I haven't actually watched it on 4K. I'm sure it looks really good. Again, just an easy watch, and I'm glad to have it. And The Amazing Spider-Man 2, just to go along with that. I actually haven't even seen this one yet either. Mainly because I've heard it's not very good. I know you're not supposed to go off other people's reviews. Everyone thinks differently really on things. Which is actually why I did pick it up. And I am going to watch it. I'm going to definitely make time to watch it. I'm sure it's not great, but I'm sure it's probably alright. I get some enjoyment out of it, I'm sure. So when I'm going to watch it, once I finish the first one again, I'll pop this in and I'll watch it. Now, definitely my kind of more superhero-y movies, Batman vs Superman. A lot of people didn't like this, but personally, I really did. I love this version of Batman. It's got to be probably my favourite version, I think. In the warehouse scene, absolutely amazing. In fact, I'm actually a bit disappointed that in the Zack Snyder's Justice League we didn't get another fight scene with Batman like we did in the warehouse scene with this. But I really like the darker version of DC. I think with a lot of the movies now, they're trying to copy a bit too much of Marvel. Like, I think the darker tone for DC is kind of working, like with Joker and things. I did really like this. It's a good continuation from Man of Steel as well. How you see from Batman's perspective on what happened on the end of Man of Steel. I thought that was really good. You kind of understand why you might want to go and kill Superman. But definitely, my biggest gripe with this has to be Jesse Eisenberg. I really didn't like that. I thought he was trying to be too much of like a Joker, and I don't think he done a good job. Could have really done without him, to be honest. But everyone else, great. I was a big fan of Wonder Woman, and again with Wonder Woman, when I heard Gal Gadot was going to be Wonder Woman, I didn't really buy her. But after this, I thought she was really good. And of course, Henry Cavill, great Superman. Just 4-film Batman collection on Blu-ray with Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. I actually haven't seen Batman 1989 for quite a long time. I do really want to watch it again. With Batman Returns, I think it's probably the better, from what I remember, of the Michael Keaton 2 movies. And I definitely think Danny DeVito is underrated as the villain. I think he's really, really creepy, actually. I can't really remember much of Batman Forever, apart from I did actually like Jim Carrey's Riddler, doing him normal crazy self. And to be honest, weirdly, I did actually like Batman and Robin as a kid, but on rewatches when I was older, I certainly wasn't a big fan. But you can get some laughs out of it. It's one of them. It's bad. It's good. Batnips could have definitely been without that as well. I just definitely didn't buy George Clooney as Batman. But I'm actually weirdly looking forward to watching Batman and Robin again. So yeah. Jumanji. I did really like the Robin Williams one, and I think this is a good little continuation of the story, to be honest. I think that all the characters work well together. Jack Black especially, it's hilarious. Some of the moments that he has playing as that character that he does. It looks great on 4K. Again, just an easy watch. It's not a great movie, I don't think, but again, it's an easy watch. And just the sequel to that as well. Again, I think when you watch that, you could probably definitely put this in again. I think I do actually like this a little bit better than the first one, and I like the inclusion of Danny DeVito. You can't go wrong with a bit of Danny DeVito. Saving Private Ryan as well. Arguably, probably the best war movie. I think definitely. Just at the start, the storm in Normandy, absolutely crazy. Every time I watch this, it really gets you, and it makes you appreciate what the soldiers done and just had to go through. Just makes you appreciate now in the way things finally are, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Let's just say that. But great movie. Tom Hanks, great as always, and everything he does. Really good. Now, Joker, as I was saying with the DC darker tone, I thought this was absolutely brilliant. With Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot and things, when these people are announced as the characters, I'm quite iffy on some of them. But as soon as Joaquin Phoenix was announced to be the Joker, I had no doubt that he was going to do a fantastic job, and I definitely wasn't let down. Actually, again, same with John Wick. I went to the pictures 3 times to see this. Probably very weird, actually, but I really liked it. Just what he does. He's a really good Joker. I think it's a bit unfair to compare the Heath Ledger Joker and this one, because they play different versions and they both have their own pros in how they play them. And I think he does a great job. And again, I'm not such big on steelbooks, but I did see this one and I do really like it. It's got a nice little shiny effect there. And again, with it probably being one of my favourite DC movies, if not one of my favourite movies, I had to kind of get this. Home Alone. At Christmas time, I'm pretty sure everyone else is the same. You have to basically watch Home Alone. It's basically a tradition for everyone. I didn't really think it would be worth picking up on 4K, but when I put it in, I was surprised. It definitely feels like a lot warmer as well, and just with the colours, the reds, the greens, they're popping off the screen. Just fantastic for them. I love Marv, and of course Danny DeVito again, great. I do prefer the second one, but which I also need to pick up. Hopefully it comes out on 4K. I'm kind of waiting for that, I guess. But great film. Every Christmas, gotta watch Home Alone. The Grinch by Illumination. This is another one, to be honest. I was iffy when they were doing this because I do like the Jim Carrey one a lot. But I have to say, I went to the pictures and I was honestly blown away because I didn't have any expectations on it. But I really did love it. And actually, just the Christmas just gone. I think we watched it like 3 or 4 times. Really, just absolutely beautiful animation. Just puts you in that Christmas mood. Brilliant, to be honest. And if you've got kids and family, definitely got to watch. Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2. There's not too much to say. The good movies. I do like Adam Sandler, even though he does some pretty crap stuff, I have to be honest, lately. But I think the voice acting is great. It's not hilarious by any means, but there is some comedy moments in there, and it's just an easy watch. Wanderlust on Blu-ray. I really like this. It wasn't on my radar. I didn't even really know about it, to be honest. But I'm a big Paul Rudd fan, so I seen him in it, and I thought I'd give it a watch. It's actually, I seen a video on YouTube. It's like a clip from this film. I didn't know at the time, and essentially, he's trying to hype himself up to have sex with someone, and it's really funny, honestly. So when I seen it in this film and realised, I really enjoyed it. And obviously Paul Rudd, Jennifer Aniston, really good together. If you haven't seen this, definitely recommend watching it. It's really funny. Another one that actually wasn't on my radar at all, but the way back. I like Steve Carell as well, just like Paul Rudd, and because he was in this, I thought I'd watch it, and I'm really glad I did. It's a really nice, feel-good film. Of course, Steve Carell again, great. All the actors in it are really good. Again, it's a nice story. It makes you feel good, and I kind of relate to the movie as well, just a little bit with things. But really good. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's good. Now, Aquaman 2, again, love Will Ferrell. I like this one, not as much as the first one. With the first one, there's a scene, he's in the phone box screaming after Jack Black kicks his dog over the bridge. I love that scene. I think I watched it on loop quite a few times, but it was funny. But again, the second one, some people don't like this one, but I really do like it. Steve Carell shines in it, in my opinion. He's probably the best one in it. But there's a lot of good laugh out loud moments in it, I think. Again, when Will Ferrell's in the Lighthouse and he's like, "I'm blind," just really funny. I don't know if I'm the only one that actually liked this one, but I got enjoyment out of it. And yeah. Another movie I love, The Lighthouse. It's another cine edition. You don't really get much in with this one, apart from just a nice little box there. You do get some art cards in it actually. I haven't seen this one since the pictures, which on that, when I did actually go to the pictures to see this, I think I felt a little filthy coming out of the movie theatre, to be honest. It's a really weird film. Very creepy, I think. I was a bit put off at first by the ratio of the little window box, but it didn't bother us. It actually went with the movie, I think. And in Newcastle, where I am, we've got Tyneside Cinema, and it's quite an old kind of looking theatre, and again it went with the movie. And it was a good little experience, and I definitely want to watch this one again. Very creepy. The Revenant with Leonardo Dicaprio. I haven't actually seen it on 4K yet. I am going to try and watch it again at some point. Of course, Leonardo DiCaprio, great. Tom Hardy as well. Big fan of Tom Hardy. The thing with this, it was a good film. In the scene with the bear, I was like, holy cow. But what I didn't understand was, I don't know why this was the movie that got Leonardo DiCaprio the Oscar. In my opinion, there was plenty of movies beforehand where he should have got it. But to me, this was kind of like, oh, he needs an Oscar. We'll give him it this year for this one. But anyway, good film. I can't remember all that much on it. Apart from, I like the good action scene at the start. But I am going to watch it again. I remember it was good. And The Gladiator by Ridley Scott with Russell Crowe. Fantastic film. I love anything with like Romans and gladiators. And again, with Joaquin Phoenix as the villain, great. He plays a bit of a creep. He definitely does his job. But it takes you on a journey, this film. I really do like it. And you really feel the emotion. I mean, when he's rushing back to the farm and you see his family, it's like, whoa. And you want him to go and kill Joaquin Phoenix. I will say, I was disappointed. I actually wanted a bit more of a brutal death for Joaquin Phoenix, but yeah. But anyway, really good film. Now, Avatar, along with the movies that I did actually take back a long while ago, this was one of them. But I picked it up when I got my 4K telly. I know it's not 4K, but I thought I'd give it a go. And with it being OLED, it did help a little bit. The colours really did. It looked really good, beautiful. I was a big fan of this film actually. I know, like the story and all that, it's not great, but again, it was more of an experience, I suppose, at the pictures, and I did like it. Not hugely rewatchable, I don't think, but and I was supposed to be going to Disney World this year. No one's going anywhere now, so I am hoping to next year. And I'm looking forward to go to Pandora to see. I am looking forward to the second one as well. I don't know about the other 2 or 3, but another cine edition I have here, just 1917, again 4K, great war film. Again, cinematography, some of the shots are beautiful, and I like as well, it's really well done how it's it's like one shot, even though it's not, but it looks, how it's done and that, it's really well done. Definitely worth the watch, 4K if you can. And just with the edition, again, it's just like little pictures of characters in the movie. It's a nice little book. I'm glad I picked it up. And just lastly, I've got Tenet. I know a lot of people didn't really like this film, but to be honest, I did. I really liked it. I know there was a thing, people were complaining about the music and all that, and you can't actually hear people talk most of the time. But to be honest, I didn't really find an issue with that. I didn't even really notice, to be honest. I was just so focused on what was happening. It is a little bit maybe too complicated than it needs to be, but again, I did get the cine edition of this because I did really like it. Again, with this, you just get a booklet with like behind the scenes look at things. I have actually read this one, and it's a good little read. I'm glad I picked it up. And just Christopher Nolan, anything he does really, I personally love. I did like Inception more than this, but again, a little bit too complicated maybe, but I have watched it a couple of times, so I have picked up on things a little bit more, and I definitely can watch it again. I would actually quite like the sequel to this, and just after seeing Robert Pattinson in this as well, again being iffy on him as the Batman at first, after seeing this in the Lighthouse, I was like, yeah, I'm all for him as Batman. Yeah guys, that's it. I know there's not many, but these are just movies now that I can put on and I'm more than happy to watch on multiple occasions. There is obviously more movies that I do want to pick up. From what I've heard, I know there's Last Action Hero coming on 4K. I'm definitely going to pick that up. And a movie I did really like as well, Roadhouse. I watched that twice a day for like 2 weeks in a row, I think. I do really like that, and maybe hopefully that does come out on 4K. I'll be looking forward to that. But of course there's many more, but if you do have any recommendations, please do put them down below and I'll be happy to interact with you down there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you and have a nice day.